Okay, hello. In this video we're going to do a very simple deploy to the Evernode network and use it to create and host a website. Okay, I'm going to start on the Evernode.app website, as you can see here, and select a Evernode to deploy to. There's lots to choose from. All have different kinds of specs, all have different kinds of prices, so select the one you want. I'm going to start on Evernode 3. So once you've found the one you want, looking at the CPU count, speeds, RAM, hard drive space that you need, I think pretty much every single one of the basic ones are going to be more than capable of just hosting a simple website. Okay, so you click into the Evernode landing page. So this is the Evernode landing page, as you can see. There's a reputation contract running on instance 1, as you can see. So we're going to deploy a instance called webcbuilder. It's on the drop down. I don't know if it records that on the capture, but we're just going to select webcbuilder here. This gives you the basic image thing. We can add things in here. I'm not going to add anything here at the moment. I'm just going to show you the very basics. I'll go through at the end of the video deploying it again with some more details, but this time I'm just going to show you the very basics. Okay, so I'm just going to deploy. Once you deploy, it'll ask you to log in if you haven't logged in. This is my second time. This is my second run. It will ask you to log in, but this time it's just showing me and I've pushed the notifications to my Xamarin wallet. Okay, so I'm just going to sign that, which will then deploy. So if I do that and sign, it will then start deploying that instance. I've just verified that. It's now going through. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's now deploying the instance. While that's deploying, we're just going to create our website very simply. We're going to make a index.html. Obviously you can create this in any way, shape or form that you wish. You can code your own, you can ask ChatGPT to make a better one, ask a different AI like Grok or somewhere else to do a more advanced one. You can design it completely separately in a different kind of manner, but I've just answered it. Can you write me a simple website all in one index.html file, a dark theme describing how to use the Evernode network. Very simple, and it produces us a one line or one block of code which we can save to index.html file once our instance is up. Okay, so we're going to click back into our landing page. As you can see, it's still deploying. I'm just going to wait here while that deploys. Like I say, at the end of the film I'll go into more details of what the auto key is all about, how we can use our own domain, how you can use a subdomain of this Evernode, which is helpful. So that means you don't have to purchase or get your own domain or mess around with that. This tutorial is just going to show you the really simple basics of getting a website running. Okay, the deployment has finished. This gives you a rundown of all the details. Like I say, I'm not going to go through all the details on here, we don't really need to. Just to say that yes, we selected on instance 2 and it's pushed it in instance 3. It doesn't, it's just going to select an empty slot. Just be aware that might not be so. On a smaller screen you might have to scroll down once it's finished, but just be aware. Okay, so it's showing you some of the basics on the landing page here. You can see this one's logged in on our instance 3. This is our, obviously that's the address that I used and logged in on. This one here on instance 1 is the reputation. So you can see the difference in logged in and not logged in. So this gives you some links to the ports that it's now sharing. So these are the two general purpose ports. On general port TCP1 is on these types of Evernodes, on Evernode.app, it directly links a proxy link. So this here is your actual URL to your website, your instance of webcbulder. So we can select that. It will open up into a new tab, and there we go. It's now serving this as your website. So we want to obviously put our own in. So it's going to type in /admin. That'll go to our admin page of our instance of our website. So we're just going to use the default one, which is admin and then password. You have to click the login and load folders. I'm obviously not going to save those. Okay, so now we're here. There's several ways you can do it. You can either select upload files if you've got your own index.html or other files. You can obviously you can select as many files as you want and upload them if you've got many files on your website. So we're just going to edit the index.html file. We're just going to select that, and then we're going to paste in from our AI the code that wrote. So we're going to go into there and we're going to paste that in. Simple as that. We're going to save, and that's now saved. Just to note that would have changed this code, just to make so you can see that's changed. We're now going to leave that open. We're going to go back to the landing page tab and select it again, just so we don't have to mess around with writing it in. And there we go. This is the website that ChatGPT wrote for us, and it's that simple. Your website is up and running on a default domain that it's created itself. It's only got 59 minutes, so if we refresh that will show that obviously a bit less than that because of the time it took it to do. So yeah, 56 minutes left now. So if you wanted to increase the time, you put in how many moments, which is basically a moment is an hour. If you want to increase that, you could do that here. So you can put in 2 or 4 or 8 or 10 or 100 hours. Yeah, there you go. A very simple and basic website is up within minutes. Okay, I'm now going to go into some more details. So if you wanted a better URL, that's obviously a very generic default domain. Let's go for a better one. So it also shows you what we can do here. So this is the panel that we get once you've logged in, so we can get your instance info back up again. It shows you what the instance keys are. So instance keys are, this is the public one and the private one. Obviously we're logged in, we can get the private one. No one else can get that unless they're logged in. So this public one can only be seen by the public, and that can only be by the private one, and obviously the public one is derived from the private one. Just so we know, talk about keys for later on. Okay, so we're going to delete this instance and start again. So are you sure you want to delete it? Yes, we are. It's going to delete this instance and we're going to recreate it, but this time we're going to select our own subdomain on this next time, and on our subdomain we're going to choose a custom one, and obviously this custom one could be of any of our choosing as long as it's not there before, but it is first come first served. So if it's there already, you can't have it, so it might make the instance fail. Just going to wait for that to delete. You can see now the reputation contract has finished as well. Okay, there we go, it's now deleted. We're back to square one. We're still logged in, so we're going to choose again the webcbuilder instance. Obviously you can't see it on this one because you can't see the drop down very well on the recording, but it shows other instances that you can select, Minecraft and whatnot. So this one we're going to select a subdomain. So if you go -- subdomain and then -- and we're going to select our own subdomain. Let's call it YouTube. So our subdomain now is going to be YouTube. So if we're going to keep it on auto key and we're going to deploy again. It's going to obviously ask us to sign this, scan it and sign it, or I'll send a push notification to your Xamarin wallet anyway. which is what I use. It's just easier. So I've now signed that, and it should now go through. There we go. How quick signing and the XO network is. Okay, we're going to have to now wait for this to now build the instance again, as we did before. I'll take this short opportunity to show you where the FAQ is. FAQ is there, and it shows you all the different things you can select. Obviously here we're just doing a subdomain this time, but you can do your own domain. So if you own your own domain, you can import that as well. I'll do another video of that because it's a little bit more complex, and you have to use it goes into all the details here, to be fair. So if you want to read through that, it does explain it all, but I'll do another little video going through all the details of how to use your own domain on this. I'm just going to scroll back up again. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for that to finish. Excellent, finished. And there we go. It's now got all the details again. We're just going to close that. And as you can see now, our direct domain link is now youtube.zerp.network. And then it's good they've done this, because that will show you that sometimes it does take a little while. Although the instance has finished, your instance that is actually now running is still loading. It's now running your instance as such. So you have to give it a couple of seconds before that to finish. Everything's in place. There we go. Just a refresh. It's all in place. So we can now go back to your admin page like we were before. Admin. And there we go. You can upload and do whatever you want to your instance. Obviously the same admin and password again. Remember to select the login and load folders. And there we go. You can edit your index. You can upload different files if you want to serve something else, some pictures and whatnot. We'll go to all the other details with clustering and whatnot in another video. But there we go. All again with your own custom YouTube. That means on any of these you can select your own. So you could have youtube.bitbuster.dev or youtube.spnodes.org or youtube.hosted by Virtuum or youtube.nodegod.net. So yeah, all available right now whenever you want via your Xamarin wallet. Okay, catch you on the next one.